Alright, I'm just going to run through my testing procedure I've kind of worked out for working out to see where the shutter speeds actually are on my old cameras. In this case, the Botanic is the RB67, and my A77. So I have, in this case, I'm going to use several rings, but I've got a macro reverse adapter, so it's a mount on the adapter here. Then I'm having to step it up to 77mm. You can do this in one adapter, but the flash thing gets in the way because you're too close. So what I'm doing, you might be able to do this with bulb mode on other cameras. So shutter's cocked. So what I do, I put it on T. On bulb mode you're going to have to hold it down or use a cable release and fix it. So I choose something that will be like 5.6 aperture. So that's now wide open. You can see I've got a fairly grey thing there that'll be pretty out of focus. LED lamp, previous untidy notes, new notes. What I was doing with this was, it's probably not the easiest way, but I was adjusting ISO to try and figure out how many stops it was, but this time I'm going to go through and leave the ISO set, and then so in this case I'll try doing 400 of a second. So I'll do, I'll wind the shutter speed on this to 400th, change the ISO so it needs to be about 400. Yeah, so my exposure is balanced. I mean, I think you can use any kind of things, it's just going to try and make it 20% grey as long as you keep it consistent. So, alright, so 400th a second. Take a picture. So this is my benchmark one. And I set this to 400th of a second. Sorry, cock the shutter. Need both hands to do that. And I set the camera to about, I'll make it about 5 seconds. So right now there's nothing there, it's locked off by the mirror and this, and you know, the shutter and everything. So if I fire this, it's not recording anything, and then just check. Thing is black. So I'll take another one. This time, fire it. Fire the picture. Shadow. So we've got grey. Delete this one. I have got diluting pictures quite a bit for this non-example though in the normal usage. But see, I then compare this, and this is darker. So the shutter is slower on this. On my notes, do I have any notes on that one? So that's 500 says. So I tried it previously, so I probably need to go my new way of working. I'll go back to the shutter again and fire it, so I'm pointing through. So let's try making that, say, 250th of a second. So taking on the picture, looking straight through the lens out the back. fingers wiggling, kind of. So then I'm going to compare where I used my long exposure on this using the shutter in the old camera to my using this shutter and changing the speed to try and make it match what I've got. And that's pretty close. So then I just note down what it is, and I'm just going to put a sticker on here where the shutter speeds are, so they actually have the proper shutter speeds. So kind of a bit laborious, and you can get testers. There's two types of testers. There's one which I think you have to connect to a computer and it records sound, or it records light going into like a microphone port, so it kind of I guess it produces noise or something when there's light passing through. That's a bit laborious, but that's about £17 from a guy in Eastern Europe, Romania I think. And he also does some more advanced ones, which are kind of what you want really, because it's a box. It also has a cord as well that you can use. An app measures the light bang on, I think. It looks really good. I've seen other videos, but that's like £60 ish. You've got some cheap ones that are like 58 and 55 and so. But the reversing ring, and I already had the other rings. My reversing ring was only like £2.60 or £3.60, so quite a cheap option, and I thought I'd try it before lashing out. But I mean, if the easy way, yeah, is definitely to have the tester and just you would put it behind the camera. So I'm going to reverse what I've got here and just cycle through, and it has a memory so it can remember the different shutter speeds you get. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so hope this is helpful for you guys. Write me a comment if you've got any questions and I'll try and answer them. Alright, thanks and goodbye.